Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna, this evening we are reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter 9, the topmost confidential knowledge, verse number 3. Ashraddhadhana purusha dharmasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Ashraddhadhana, those who are faithless. Purushaha, such persons. Dharmasya, towards the process of religion. Asya, this. Parantapa, O killer of the enemies. Aprapya, without obtaining. Mam, me. Nivartante, come back. Mrityu, of death. Samsara, in the material existence. Vartmani, on the path. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti-Vedanta Sanskrupat Ki. Those who are not faithful in the devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. Purport. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. Faith is created by association with devotees. Unfortunate people, even after hearing all the evidence of Vedic literature from great personalities, still have no faith in God. They are hesitant and cannot stay fixed in devotional service to the Lord. This faith is most important factor for progress in Krishna consciousness. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that faith is the complete conviction that simply by serving the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. That is called real faith. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.31.14. Yatha tarora mula nishanchena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashakaha pranoparasata yathendriyanam tathaiva sarvaharanam achyutteja. By giving water to the root of a tree, one satisfies its branches, twigs and leaves, and by supplying food to the stomach, one satisfies all the senses of the body. Similarly, by engaging in the transcendental service of Supreme Lord, one automatically satisfies all demigods and all other living entities. Therefore, after reading Bhagavad-Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad-Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. If one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith. Now, the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. There are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. In the third class are those who have no faith. Even if they are officially engaged in devotional service, they cannot achieve the highest perfectional stage. Most probably they will slip after some time. They may become engaged, but because they haven't complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. We have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity that some people come and apply themselves in Krishna consciousness with some hidden motive. And as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take to the old ways again. It is only by faith that one can advance in Krishna consciousness. As far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in the literatures of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith is called a first class person in Krishna consciousness. And in the second class, and in the second class are those who are not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith in Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna in the best course, and so in good faith have taken up. Thus they are superior to the third class, who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith, but by association and simplicity are trying to follow. The third class person in Krishna consciousness may fall down, but when one is in second class, he does not fall down. And for the first class person in Krishna consciousness, there is no chance of falling down. One in the first class will surely make progress and achieve the result at the end. As far as the third class person in Krishna consciousness is concerned, although he has faith in the conviction that devotional service to Krishna is very good, he has not yet gained adequate knowledge of Krishna through the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-Gita. Sometimes these third class persons in Krishna consciousness have some tendency towards karma yoga and jnana yoga, and sometimes they are disturbed. But as soon as the infection of karma yoga and jnana yoga is vanquished, they become second class or first class persons in Krishna consciousness. Faith in Krishna is also divided into 3 stages and described in Srimad Bhagavatam. First class attachment, second class attachment, and third class attachment are also explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the 11th canto. Those who have no faith even after hearing about Krishna and the excellence of devotional service, who think that it is simply an elegy, find the path very difficult. Even if they are supposedly engaged in devotional service, for them there is very little hope of gaining perfection. Thus, faith is very important in the discharge of devotional service. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'll read the translation once again. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So this is a very important verse in the 9th chapter here. So here the main theme, what Prabhupada explains, that faithless person cannot attain Krishna. So now one homework for all of you. So in the purport, now you have to read how many times Prabhupada has mentioned this word faith, so that in the end somebody can tell me. So we have this homework till the time I give the class. So we can imagine the most number of time Prabhupada he is using this word faith again and again and again. So Prabhupada explains that faithless cannot attain Krishna. So I'll start with one nice story from Ramayana. So it is mentioned that when Lord Ram, he killed Ravana in the Lanka, and when he was on way to Ayodhya, so Vibhishan, he also wanted to go with Lord Ram. So Lord Ram, he took Vibhishan with him, and some aides of Vibhishan, they also went with Vibhishan, about 5 of his colleagues. So after the coronation of Lord Ram, so these people, they were not feeling so good there. So they wanted to return back to Lanka. So Vibhishan wanted to stay for some time, and they went to Vibhishan and they said, now we want to go back to Lanka. So how you can manage, because we have to cross the ocean. So that time the ocean was like 100 yojanas, 800 miles, not so easy. So Vibhishan, because he is a devotee of Lord Ram, he went to the garden and he took one ashwatha leaf and he wrote the name of Lord Ram, and he enclosed in a nice leaflet, and he covered it in a potli. Potli means one cotton bag. And he told them that all of you have to be together, and the person who is in the first, he should hold this. At the moment you arrive there at the ocean, and the ocean will give you the path, and you will walk across the ocean, and that's it. So this way they came to, there's one point where from where Lord Ram, he went to Lanka. It is called Dhanushakoti. So they arrived there, and the moment they entered the water, ocean, so to their surprise, the water came to their knees. And they were walking and walking, so long way, walk. So all of a sudden, some doubt came in their mind. The Lanka was just about, it was just visible. Maybe they were just away, 4 or 5 kilometers away. So one person, he doubted. So I want to see what is there, what it is making, what energy is there in that potli. I want to open and see how come it is just taking the water away, and how come the ocean is making the path. So the person in the beginning, what he said, when we cross over there, then only we'll make it. We'll see what is there inside. Now don't take any panga. Unnecessary, don't create any problem. But now out of the 5, 3 became curious. So when the 3 became curious, they overruled these 2 guys, and in the middle of the ocean there, they opened, and they saw this ashwatha leaf. On that the word Ram was there. And because they were demons, although they were aides of Vibhishan, because they were demons, they started laughing. And suddenly ocean, the ocean covered them, and they got drowned, they died. So now this is called faithless. Now here what we see in material world, Krishna explains in 16th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita. There are a good number of verses wherein Krishna explains how these people, what they think, that they know everything, and they are capable of having all solutions for all their problems. What they feel, they can solve all their problems. So here, what Krishna explains in the first part, that dharmasya asya. So here, this word dharmasya. Dharmasya asya means what Prabhupada explains, this dharma. Prabhupada gives the definition of dharma, that yes, chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vivagasya. So this is created by the Lord. So now dharma, it is not created by human being. And now also in present society you see people, there are 4 categories of people. Those who are in the lower class, they are like Shudras. Those who are doing this farming, cow protection, they are like Vaishyas. And those who are serving the nation in the defense, they are like Kshatriyas. And those who are teaching, they are like Brahmanas. So it is there in another sense. But the Bhagavatam, it gives the highest definition of dharma. In the first canto, it is mentioned, Savai pumso paro dharma yato bhaktir adokshaje. Then further it explains, ahetuki apratihata eyatma suprasidati. So dharma means serving the Supreme Lord. So Prabhupada explains in today's material world, so we have made so many isms, so many countries, and Prabhupada explains that we have United Nations, and these people, they are only barking there. And Prabhupada gives one nice example. Prabhupada has given one class on this verse. So Prabhupada explains, like if you bring dogs from different countries and if you tell them make a peace, it can't happen. So that is what Prabhupada explains. Like when a person in material sense, what he thinks, what I will gain, what in United Nations, what everyone thinking, what I will gain. So similarly here, dharmasya asya means that one thinks, yes, what will be my benefit? Puja, labh, pratishta. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, it is like the stool of a hog. So now, dharma, the real definition of dharma is given in different scriptures. So Ramayana explains dharma means dharmo rakshati iti rakshita. That when we protect the dharma, in return the dharma will protect us. And there are 4 pillars of dharma. Anyone knows what are the 4 pillars of dharma? That is tapasya, daya, shraddha and shaucham. In English, austerity, mercy, truthfulness and cleanliness. Now today we are speaking about shraddha. And Prabhupada quotes from Chaitanya Charitamrita that shraddha shabda viswasa kahe sudrudha nishchay Krishna bhakti kahle sarva karma krit hai. Also in the Bhagavatam there is one nice verse. Devarshi bhutapta nrinam pitrinam nayam kinkirana rinicha rajan sarvatma sharanam gato mukunda pariharta kartum. That we have 5 kinds of obligations. Deva means demigods. The demigods, they are giving us all what we need. Then Rishi, there are sages, they have given us the scriptures. Then our forefathers, we do shraddha for them, shraddha ceremony. And we live in a society, we take services from doctors, lawyers, and there are farmers. Then also animals like cows, they give us milk. So we have obligations towards these people, living entities. But if we take shelter of Krishna directly, so we don't have any obligations for this. So Prabhupada explains definition of faith: simply by serving Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he gives one nice he quotes one nice story. So he explains that in Bengal, there was one mill owner of a cotton mill. And he was a Hindu, and some Vaishnavas, they were serving in that mill. So after some time, this owner, he sold this mill to a Muslim owner. So the Muslim owner, when he took the charge, he called all the employees. And he told these Vaishnavas that tomorrow onwards, I don't want to see anyone with tilak. What you are putting on the head, if someone comes with tilak, he will be fired out. He will be taken out from the service. So all these people, they were so much afraid of losing their job. But there was one person who had full faith, conviction. So he came normal with his tilak. So next day when the owner, he saw that yes, only one person is having tilak, he said, this person is a real Vaishnava. He has full faith. So although he didn't scrap them others, but he said yes, he is following the real dharma. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur also explains that dharma means taking shelter of the Lord, and he explains that Sharanagati. In Sharanagati there are 6 limbs of Sharanagati, and sometimes you can read, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a good number of songs on these 6 limbs of Sharanagati. So he explains, Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjana rakshati iti vishwaso. Today what we see here, Rakshati iti vishwaso, then Goptrutve varnanam tatha, Atma nikshepa karpanne, Shadvidha Sharanagati. Now these are the 6 types of Sharanagati. So the first is accepting favorable things for the service of the Lord, rejecting that which is unfavorable, having firm faith that Krishna is one's protector. Prabhupada gives in different places about Prahlad Maharaj. Then knowing that Krishna is one's preserver and maintainer. Then 5th is thinking oneself as low and worthless. And 6th is being self-surrendered. Self-surrendered means that one should not have, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one song, Sarvasya Tumara Charane Sampiya. He gives an example of a dog. Like a dog, he sits at the door, entrance, and the dog is at the order of the master. He's just sitting there. And as per the order of the master, the dog will behave. So here, being self-surrender means, like Chanakya Pandit explains in Niti Shastra, a dog also has some good qualities. Among that one quality is, it is always completely surrendered to the will of the Lord. Lord means the master. So, like in today's world, out of these 4 pillars, Kali Yuga, it is said, at least there is 25% faith is there. The faith, people, they don't have 100% faith. And what we see, even if there is a person atheist, he also has some faith in day-to-day life. We are doing so many transactions, isn't it? So we have to have some faith. Supposing you book some air ticket, railway ticket, or you're eating some in restaurant. So supposing if you board a plane, and if I say, all of you have faith in this pilot that he will take you to the next destination. So sometimes your faith may shake, isn't it? So in material world, what we see, even people, they are atheistic. Now in today's world, it is seen that the more one is educated, the more he becomes atheistic. Forget about man, even the animals, they are faithful. Because what you see, evening they come back home. You will see the animals, those who go on their own for grazing, even people keep that like hen, pig, other domestic animals. Wherever they go, they come back. They have faith in the master. Yes, they will be taken care of. So this way, what we see in material world, now also people have some faith. Now this Kumbh Mela is going on. And they boast that there will be 16 crore people coming. I don't know how far it is true. But okay, 16 crores is not a small figure. During the British period, Britishers, they were very much taken back when they used to see a big number of people coming to Jagannath Rath Yatra. That time the Britishers didn't know about Indian calendar system, how these people calculate. And that time there was no telephone, no postage, mobile, forget about mobile and other things. So how this is happening? Because people have faith. So here Prabhupada, he quotes this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada explains how faith is created. Now all of you have heard how the faith is created. By association of devotees. Also Rupa Goswami, he writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Ado Shraddha. Now in the beginning we have to have faith. So in material world, whatever you do, so first you have to have faith. Like one time I was going to Mayapur from Pune, and I was in the train, and one other devotee was distributing books. So next to me one Bengali gentleman was sitting, and this devotee, he showed him Bhagavad-Gita. Sir, why don't you take Bhagavad-Gita? He said, no, I don't believe in this. So I heard this and I was thinking, how can I teach him a good, nice lesson? So after some time, a tea vendor came and he said, ek chai lao. So meantime, he was taking money. He gave the money when that tea vendor gave him the tea cup. I said, this fellow has put some drops. I doubt after drinking this tea, you may go to sleep and that fellow may take your luggage. So now he was taken back. So are you speaking the truth? I said, see, I saw that person. Aap sach bol rahe. So because his faith was shaken in the tea vendor. I said, you don't have faith in Bhagavad-Gita. How come you have faith in this tea? So this is what in material world, people, they boast so many things. But sometimes when we tell them something, suddenly they get shaken up. So Prabhupada explains that he quotes from Bhagavatam 11th canto. So there is a nice conversation between King Nimi and Nava-Yogendras. These Nava-Yogendras, they were the sons of King, anyone knows 5th canto? Rishabdev. So they became the priest class. So Nava-Yogendras, they one time came to King Nimi, and among the 9, there was one, his name was Havir. So he explains about 3 kinds of devotees. First he explains, Sarva Bhuteshu ya pashyati Bhagavad Bhavanam Atmana Bhutani Bhagavatya Atmane Esha Bhagavata Uttama. So he explains who is the first class. The most advanced devotee sees within everything the soul of all souls, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Consequently, he sees systematically everything in relation to Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. Then he explains about the Madhyamadikari. Ishvare tad adineshu balishu dveshtashu cha prema maitri kripa keksha yaha karoti sa madhyamam. So an intermediate or second class devotee called Madhyamadikari offers his love to Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a sincere friend of all the devotees of the Lord, shows mercy to the ignorant people who are innocent and disregards those who are envious of the Supreme Personal Godhead. So then he explains in the end that Archaye, he explains that Archaye eva haraye pujam ya shraddhayete. So here again the word comes Shraddha. Na tad bhakteshu chaneshu sabhakta prakrate smrata. What he explains, a devotee who faithfully engages in worship of deity in the temple but does not behave properly towards other devotees or people in general is called prakrata bhakta, a materialistic devotee, and is considered to be in the lowest position. So Prabhupada writes 3 types of Krishna conscious men on the basis of faith. So Prabhupada explains 3rd level, lowest, have no good faith, no knowledge of scriptures, easily falls down, may officially be engaged in devotional service but cannot achieve highest professional stage in life. So Prabhupada, now if you see, Prabhupada he writes here that we have practical experience in discharging our missionary activity, that some people come and apply themselves to Krishna consciousness with some hidden motives, and as soon as they are economically a little well situated, they give up this process and take back to their old ways again. This is a very important point. In material world we see people, wherever they go, they have their own ulterior or hidden motive, hidden selfish motives, secret motives. So in the Bhagavatam, in the 8th canto, there is a Samudra Manthan Leela, churning the ocean. So the demons and demigods, they came together. Why they came together? What was their agenda? Yes, they wanted to drink that nectar. But the demons, they were thinking, we'll take the nectar. But demigods, they were thinking, we'll take it. So this is a big story. So in material world, what we see, like here, Asya Dharmasya, what Krishna explains, that one who comes with his own agenda, motive, he has his own motive. What he thinks, what I will get from this. Like Prabhupada, when he was in Bombay, this was in somewhere 75. So there was one person, now he's a ITV director, I don't want to name. So that time he was not in ISKCON, but he saw one time in a Pendal program Prabhupada wearing a nice gold watch. And he wanted to steal this watch. And he came and he joined full time. Sometimes in the temple we put board, okay, join ISKCON, there are good chances of going abroad, so many other things. So this person, basically he joined just to steal the watch. And Prabhupada could read the heart of such person. And one time Prabhupada, he took out the watch and he gave him. He said, take this. So he could understand, yes, Prabhupada can understand my heart. So what was his this thing in the heart? Yes, he came with the main motive to steal that. So also Prabhupada, when he was here sometimes, so he found that there was one Bengali cook and he was cooking in the kitchen and he used to steal ghee. So somehow Prabhupada, he found out and he told them, see, he's stealing the ghee and you people, you don't know. So this way people, they come with some hidden motive. Even Prabhupada, when he bought the land in Juhu, Bombay, there was one person and he was trying to cheat Prabhupada. And even he was trying to cheat Prabhupada disciples. So this way, here what we see, people, Kali Yuga, what they are doing, devotion, it is a Naimittik Dharma. What is Naimittik Dharma? Naimittik Dharma means temporary and it is a cheating religion. So whatever we do, show religion, so we are trying to get something. Like in Bengal, they have Durga Puja, Durga Navami, and they make nice deities of Durga and they worship Durga for 9 days. And after that, what they do? Where they submerge Durga? In all dirty water or in the ocean. Yes, their work is finished. Now you throw away Durga. She is not no more required, isn't it? So similarly in Maharashtra, Bombay, they celebrate Ganesh Utsav. And big number of people, they bring these Ganesh deities. And now for them, their biggest headache is how to disperse this Ganesh away. So next 11 days, they are dispersing this Ganesh ji. So this is a very horrible situation. There's some Ganesh, their limbs are broken, the trunk is broken. So what is this? This is not a real devotional service. They do some with some motive. Also people, they go to Kerala, Ayyappa Swami. They go to one temple and they stay like celebrate for like 2 months. Then after that, full-fledged sense gratification. So this way, what we see, people, whatever they are doing, any kind of religious activity, what they are doing, what they are thinking is, what I will get from this. Also today's world, like people, those who are getting married, so they want to know about each other, how much that boy has, how much he is educated, how much he has property. From girl side also they want to see how much she has. So, but that is not mentioned in the scripture. What scripture mentions, like for a marriage, the wife has to be chaste and faithful. The husband has to be sincere. These are the required conditions. But what people today they see from a different angle. So here Prabhupada explains that different levels of people. This was third class level. Prabhupada explains that second class level, very advanced, but not very much advanced in devotion, simply trying to follow by association and simplicity. So Prabhupada explains about first level, firm faith, well versed in devotional scriptures, no chances of fall down. Those who are on first level. Also in the Bhagavatam 11th canto, Krishna explains that faith directed towards spiritual life is in the mode of goodness. Then he explains faith rooted in the fruity work is in the mode of passion. Faith residing in religious activities in the mode of ignorance. But faith in my devotional service is purely transcendental. This is like above the three modes. So Prabhupada explains faithless find this path very difficult. Prabhupada explains after hearing about Krishna and excellences of devotional service, they think that it's simply an eulogy, even if supposedly engaged in devotional service. Then ultimately Prabhupada explains, so what is their fate? Very little hope of perfection. So now Krishna consciousness, ISKCON society, last 50 years, we have celebrated now, almost we are on the 54th year. So good number of people, they come, but they don't want to serve full-fledged. So people, although they become life member, what they see, how much benefit they will get. Many people, they become life members with a motive, yes, what are our benefits, how much I am entitled. They want to know the list where all the temples situated. So this way, what happens? Prabhupada explains, what is the destiny of the faithless? Return to the path of birth and death. Mrityu samsara vartvani. So samsara means material world, cycle of birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, janani jatrashenam. So this way, material world, this is going on again and again and again for those who are faithless. So some of our acharyas, they write, why people, they don't have faith? Because people in general, they are always engaged in sinful activities. Why they become like 4 pillars of religion, what I told, that when we gamble, while gambling, what happens? People start speaking lie. And today what people they are doing, all this market, what is stock market and all, it is all gambling. So this way what happens, the faith is slackened, and because the faith is slackened, and they don't have complete faith about what Krishna explains, what Krishna has given the dharma. So here Krishna explains, those who have no faith in this dharma, what he has explained, so such people, they return to the path of birth and death. So Sridhar Swami, in his commentary, he writes, persons who are lacking in faith in Lord Krishna do not accept this eternal wisdom in spite of the fact that there is no knowledge superior to this wisdom in any medium or from any source. So here Bhagavad-Gita is called Raj Vidya. Anyone knows how many varieties of knowledges are there? How many varieties of knowledge are there? 18. Okay. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he explains that Those who do not have faith in the process of dharma, who think that the supreme position given to bhakti in the scripture is just an exaggeration, and who do not accept with faith, do not attain the supreme. So Baldev Vidyabhushan, he writes that Ashraddha Dana in the form of devotion to me, though its strength is well known in the scriptures, because they think that the statements of scriptures are overruling. So such kind of people, they do not attain the Supreme Lord. So Ramanujacharya, he writes that the word dharmasya means acting, to act as in eternal righteousness, and is sacred means to acquire upasana or communion with the Supreme Lord. Its virtue is that it has the Supreme Lord at its only goal, and is very joyful and is exhilarating to perform. So in the last verse you have seen so many things Krishna has explained about this Rajavidya. So this way, what we see here, basically when we come to devotional service, we should have the firm conviction. So one time one devotee, he was asking Prabhupada, yes, how we can build our faith, that is also required. And Prabhupada, he quotes that same thing, that yes, by association with the devotees. So in the scripture also it is mentioned that sadhu sanga, sarva shastra ka hai, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hai. And Prabhupada, he quotes one nice story in one lecture about the faith. Like one time Narad Muni, he was visiting a village in olden time, and in one village there was one Brahmana who was doing deity worship, and there was one cobbler, and he used to sit down under a big tree, Ashwatha tree. So what happened, Narad Muni, he told that I am going to Vaikunta, do you have any message? So the Brahmana, he said, okay, you can ask Lord Vishnu that when I will be elevated from this material world. So Narad Muni, he took the note. So on the way, he also came to the cobbler and he told, yes, I am going to Vaikunta, do you have any message for Lord Vishnu? He said, yes, now you can just ask Lord Vishnu when I will be elevated from this material world. So this way Narad Muni, he went to Vaikunta, and while in Vaikunta, Lord Krishna knows who is what. So now while Narad Muni, he put this question to Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu, he told, okay, what you do, you tell them that when you were in Vaikunta, that you saw that Lord Vishnu, he was trying to thread a big elephant. He was trying to pull an elephant through the eye of a needle. So you will get the answer from them. So Narad Muni, he came after some time, and he first visited this Brahmana, and he asked, Narad Muni, did you go to Vaikunta? Narad Muni, he said, yes, I went there, but there was a big surprising thing I saw there. So he said, yes, what happened? So what I saw, that Lord Vishnu is trying to thread a big elephant through a needle eye. So the Brahmana started laughing to his heart's content. So Narad Muni could understand, yes, that Brahmana asked, did you really go to Vaikunta or you were just dreaming? So Narad Muni, he came to the cobbler then. So then he sat down underneath the tree. The cobbler, he comforted Narad Muni, he gave a seat to sit down. So then Narad Muni, he told this cobbler, he didn't question about Narad's his integrity of going to Vaikunta. So Narad Muni on his own, he told, see, when I went to Vaikunta, I saw that Lord Vishnu, he was trying to thread an elephant through a needle. So the Brahmana immediately was in tears, and he said, the Lord is so great, he can do anything. So Narada, he said, how come you believe this? He said, why not? You see this big tree, Ashwatha tree, and you know this fruits, small fruits, and this tree comes from the small seed. And what is impossible for Lord Vishnu? So then Narad Muni said, yes, this lifetime you will go back home. So this way, in material world, what we see today, some people there, and if they don't have 100% faith, they have some to some degree. So that's why Krishna also explains in Bhagavad-Gita, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante." To the degree we surrender, to that degree the Lord will reveal us. And we should know that devotional service means one-pointed. In Bhagavad-Gita 2.41, Krishna explains that this devotional service, he explains, Vyavasayatmika buddhir eke he kurunandana. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means one-pointed determination. And those who are not one-pointed, their mind is many-branched. They are looking in different places. So, ahrau abhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathenani dhavati bhai. In the Bhagavatam it is mentioned, those who are not devotees of the Lord, kuto mahadguna, they don't have any good qualities. So, in material world, the people who are in their own world, so they are in their own world. And they are trying to do whatever they like, the way they want to lead their life. But here we should understand, like Prabhupada, he writes that after reading this, Prabhupada here he writes, therefore, after reading Bhagavad-Gita, one should promptly come to the conclusion of Bhagavad-Gita. One should give up all other engagements and adopt the service of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead, if one is convinced of this philosophy of life, that is faith. So now this is what Prabhupada gives the definition. So we'll conclude here. So anyone has any comment, question on this verse? So anyone has any question? Can question, otherwise we'll conclude. So anyone read how many times Prabhupada writes in the purport faith? Anyone has how many? 90. Okay, anyone else? 100%. No, you came late. So anyone read the purport? How many times Prabhupada has written faith? 21 times. One time, one word, faithless. That also, that is counted. 21. Okay, thank you. So 21 means is a big number. So okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki, Jai. Hare Krishna.